Do you trust your crypto assets to centralized exchanges that actively sell your private information and front run your trades? Would you like to buy and sell your assets without any middlemen, intermediaries, or robots? Do you like paying slippage, fees, and having the price go up as bots steal from you on low liquidity decentralized exchanges? The solution is nodemarket.io. Set your guaranteed buy or sell price. No middlemen, no slippage, no bots, ever. Buy or sell 1, 10, or even 10 million tokens, and you never have to worry. OTC trades are between you and the seller or buyer, guaranteed by audited smart contracts and no human middlemen. Nodemarket.io.
Yeesh. That sounds awful. Blech. Yeah, it's going to be, let's see. Let's check the watch. It's going to be 75 degrees. So do valley math. It's going to be about 78 to 80 here in the valley. Yep. Winter cold. Although, to be fair, I think it does get down into the like upper 50s and lower 60s this weekend. So that'll be like cold and bring the pets inside. Then it'll be back warm again. All right. Let's see. Hello? 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 All right. Yeah, 27. Oh, Celsius. Well, then, that's pretty warm. So that's hot. So then you're good. You're not suffering with all those others. Let's see. Too hot. No, there's no such thing as too hot. There's only degrees of too cold. Toofy hasn't talked to us for 30 days. What do you mean he hasn't talked to you for 30 days, Sam? He's been giving speeches every other day. He was in Davos for a week straight talking. Just because he hasn't done a This Week in Hypercycle, you realize there's the rest of the planet, right? Unless you're talking about Toyuyi. And Toyuyi, I haven't heard from Toyuyi in a while. So Toyuyi, this is true. Toyuyi's been quiet. And I'm wondering if Toyuyi has anything good to say anyway. Yeah. All right. Hello. How do you get all your bugs frozen? We like our bugs. Why do you think we have all this shitty organic fruit? We wouldn't have all the rotten fruit if we didn't have all these bugs. All this woke-ass bad fruit. What a scam. You idiots pay for organic. It's organic. This is just bad fruit. Nope, it's not. It's organic. Look at all the bruises. Delicious. I'm going to pay 14 times what it costs to get organic. It's not organic. It's just bad stuff they would have normally thrown out. Nope. No, that's organic. You pay a premium. Stupid. People are dumb. People buy roots, ginger root. Then they buy ginger root juice. You know what ginger root juice is? It's just the water that the root sits in before they package it. God. Anyway, good luck. You know what? You can do whatever you want with your money. You can squander it whatever way you want. You can buy damn root juice and some more stupid stuff. All right. Let's see. Not big storms. Not big storms. Okay. Cold up in the mountains. Yeah, but no one goes up there. That's only for, weird people trying to escape the law. First Neuralink has happened. Now that's pretty cool. I am curious how all that's going to go. You don't want to be the one. I want to be like version like 16, where it's just a little thing that you tape to the side of your occipital lobe or something like that. I don't want to be like and all that. Like, I'm not ready for that. I'm just not ready. Let's see. Let's see another day. Crypto. Yep. Someone, oh God, are you guys starting to get all these random, like weird, like somebody told me yesterday, hey man, I'm getting into Caspa mining. I'm like, Caspa mining? What are you talking about? First of all, it's a dude who's been out of crypto for the entire bear market because, people don't stick around. So they haven't bought anything. They sold when it was low. They're going to come back and buy when things are high. And he's like, I'm getting into mining. I'm like, you don't even know how to spell crypto. Why on earth would you be mining? I don't know. People are going to get into some stupid stuff. Don't get into these cloud mining deals. Those are scams, by the way. Some other scams that are going around are these text messages that will say, hey, your iCloud account is locked up. Hey, your Samsung account, click here to unlock the account, whatever. Don't do any of that stuff. They're trying to SIM swap your phone. The link is like a fake link, obviously, that if you sign in, you immediately SIM swap your phone to them, and they're going to pilfer all of your stuff immediately. So don't do that. You want to stay away from that. Let's see, news. I have True AGI news. So we have an update from the True AGI team, but that'll be for the private clients that are DPCs. We'll do that Saturday. What else? Oh, we have screenshots from the management side of Node Market where you will manage your node licenses, your hypercycle node licenses, your revenue tokens, your S tokens, which is basically security tokens, where you will manage your bundles, your stacks, all that stuff. But I'm not going to show you because that's really a tomorrow thing. I can't steal Brandon's thunder. But anyway, it looks cool. It's much easier. It's much more pleasing than just having to kind of imagine it all in your mind, which is, what the other alternative is right now. All right. Gas fees. Yeah. Gas fees spike whenever there's spammy stuff going on in the Ethereum network. And, there's spammy stuff going on in the Ethereum network. I'm sure some stupid token or some stupid NFT douchebag coin is launched. So there you go. All right. Let's see. Morning. Yes. Morning. Good morning. Yes. Yeah. Good. Okay. Ginger. Yeah, I know. God. Okay. Does it cost more to buy a market order as opposed to setting a limit order? Aaron, you got to kind of break that question down. Does it cost more? Oh, I mean, okay, outright. If you go, let me give you an example. You go to the exchange, hypercycle. Okay, a limit order is I'm setting an order to buy or sell something at a particular price. So if I was going to do, okay, the price is 689. I want to do an order to buy at 66 cents. Okay, I want to do 100,000 hypercycle. So I'm going to receive 97,500 hypercycle. Why? Well, because the fee is taken out of the hypercycle. I'm making an offer. Remember, I'm buying someone's hypercycle tokens and I'm swapping them USDC in this particular case. But this is all locked. Okay, this is all locked. It's going to cost me 66,000 USDC. Okay, if I want to get this number exactly to 100, then I can just beef this up. I could go 102, 750. How close does that get us? 102, 700. Oh, we're getting real close. 650. Oh, 83 tokens off. Basically, close enough for government work, right? 550. Oop. 9. 65. 60. Oh, there we go. 65. Okay. So that basically gets me so if you reverse the fee, but anyway, long story short, a limit order means you will only pay that price or the order won't fill. A market order is different. Now, on a normal exchange, when you look at this book, you see some buy orders. at different prices, and you see some sell orders at different prices. If you're a buyer, then you're going to be buying. If you're using a market order, it's basically saying, I want 100,000 tokens any way you can get it. So what does it do? Well, other than those exchanges very often front running you and like putting in orders and filling their own orders at stupid prices, what happens then is it's going to go all the way through this order book. This is also the way it works on a DEX. It's just going to say you want to, look at 10,000 tokens. What would it take? Bop, bop, bop. These three orders. If I want 10,000 tokens with a market order, it's going to fill me right around 69 cents. But if I wanted 20,000 tokens with a market order, now we're going deeper into this book, into the sell orders. So now I'm going to be up around an aggregate price of 70 to 71 cents, right? Well, it gets thinner and thinner up here, meaning if I want 100,000 tokens or 524,288 tokens, and this is a DEX, let's say, and I'll show you in a second. But anyway, or an exchange. If there are those tokens, which there aren't, but if there were, in Hypercycle's case, the tokens are just not there. But if there were, it would go all the way through that thing. And if there were orders in there to sell at $4, $17, $19, it would just keep munching those orders until your money's gone, but until it has given you the token amount. So market order doesn't lock the price. So you don't know what you're going to pay, especially with a DEX. Okay. So you go over, let's go look at a DEX situation. All right. DEX swap, hypercycle token. Okay, cool. Let's go look at what's going on. So these are the orders. Those are little shrimps. See, you got shrimps, you got a little whale, 6,200. I don't know. Does that make a whale? I don't know. But anyway, so when you're doing a buy or a sell order, it's going to hit the liquidity pool, however many tokens are available at whatever, and it's just going to bang on through it. And you may end up getting filled way, way higher. Well, you will get filled way, way higher. And we did the deal yesterday. We looked at what it would take to set up an order just on MetaMask. I don't have MetaMask hooked up to this computer for obvious reasons. But there were not enough tokens to do that deal, to get one masternode right now. And again, DEXs and centralized exchanges, if you're doing market orders, like at a DEX, everything's kind of just a crappy market order with a bunch of fees. But at an exchange, most exchanges, you have the option to select limit order. You always buy or sell with a limit order, always. Always, always, always. You never use market orders. As rookie101.com, do not ever use a market order. You will get your ass handed to you. You really shouldn't use a DEX either unless it's a very small amount of tokens, like small. Because otherwise, like we saw yesterday, to get one masternode's worth of tokens, 524, here, I'm going to even put it on a little banner. If you want 524,288. I have a person right now that's trying to buy a bunch of these. And I'm like, it's not just, he's like, I'm going to do it later in the month. You're not going to do nothing later in the month. The token situation is not getting better. It's getting more tight, more limited. But anyway, 5,200, which is a master node, which equals 512 licenses worth tokens. Price effect, price impact, plus fees were 49 point something, 49.2%, which meant that about $400,000, 400 and change worth of tokens. Anyway, there, I'm going to put that just so you understand. So 524,200. And anybody that has some, basic math, you'd say, well, I'll just buy little bits. Same difference. If you buy little bits and all the tokens are gone, pretty soon there's no little bits left to buy. So that's when you have an illiquid token situation that is coming. I mean, man, common sense, bro. So there you go. And yeah, just for anybody that was curious, it's 1,024 hypercycle tokens per node license. Okay. And then if you had a master node, that is 512 of those licenses. Ergo, that's 524,288 tokens. And if anybody here, just if you want to laugh, matter of fact, I'm going to challenge all of you to do this right now, because I don't think most of you don't have $500,000 sitting on your MetaMask, or at least you shouldn't. Go in there, and I want everyone to put an order in and see what it would cost to swap into, in USDC terms, to swap into 524,288 hypercycle tokens. Can you feel? I challenge you. I challenge some of you to do that. Let's see. Just clarification. Limit order excluded the gas fees. Correct? Yeah. I don't think the gas fee is what Aaron was maybe talking about. But yes, there's going to be $5 or $8 worth of gas fees. Yes. Yes. Okay. So hopefully some of you will do that transaction. You'll tell me what it comes back with. So what you're looking for is the price. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to get at with people. They don't realize you're going to be paying $1, $1.20, $1.30, $1.40 a token. You're like, but that's twice the price. No, it's not. It is the price because there are not enough tokens. There's going to be a shortage of tokens. It's common flipping sense. Just 290,000 licenses sold. So let's do the math on that. John, grab your calculator, since John's the only one apparently with a calculator in this group. John, grab your calculator, and let's do 200 and let's use the smaller number. Let's go 270,000 licenses. 270,000 times 1,024. And that's going to give us a number. 270,000. That's the number of licenses that have been sold, bundles and master nodes and all that kind of stuff. 270,000 times 1,024. That's going to give us a number. Big fun. That number is going to be the tokens necessary. Well done. 276,000. Okay, man, that's awesome. So how many tokens are out there? Well, let's go see. Let's go give it a look-see. Well, Live Coin Watch might not have this accurate, but total supply, that doesn't count. Oh, circulating supply is what we need. Total cap, that's not enough information here. We need more information. Okay, let's go find better information. We can look at the DEXs, but there's some crappy exchanges. Circulating supply. Does anyone see this? The 74.6. Does anybody see that? You guys see that? That's not just me, right? You guys can see that? 74.6. You guys see that, right? Someone let's say we're wrong by half. Let's say we're wrong by half, which we're not, but let's say that we are. Let's double that. There's 150 million. So what is the deficit? Can someone, using our math skills, because we're badass at math, can someone math that out for me? 276,480,000 minus 150 million, so that we get a deficit. And what is this deficit? If you have a lisp, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get that. You're not going to say that well. Yeah. About 125 or 126 million tokens and change. And it's not, the thing is, they do not exist yet. These tokens emanate into existence, right? They're not just there in a wallet waiting for Tufi and the team to release them. There's 125 or 126 million tokens that people that already have licenses need and can't get. So what do you think is going to be the fight for the circulating supply that does exist right now? Because by my math, there's almost 2 times as many tokens. I mean, if you count this number, you're like, wait, we need 276 million. We have 74 million. That's almost a 4x. There's almost one token for every 4 needed. And even if you double this, there's basically one token for every 2 needed. So it's like, I don't know, this seems pretty flippant obvious. People are like, you're trying to push the price up. No. Price is going to go up. It's just a function of need. People are going to want the tokens. Now, there'll be a price where they're like, well, it doesn't make sense because I'm not making money. Yeah, until you factor the nodes and the division events where you get a ratio of 2 and your node license has the potential of splitting, and then you're making twice the revenue. I know you got to go to twice the equipment and all that, but assuming that you're pointed over at like a hyper PG or something like that. So you think, okay, well, my math every 6 months to a year, my math is going to change because now I have twice as many node licenses. I don't have to add more tokens, but I have twice as many licenses, which means I have now half the reason to come back, half the reason to exit. So those tokens, they're just not likely to come back into supply. The tokens, it's a one-way trip, man. It's one way. And the way is into compute and then earning revenue. So those tokens are going to be spoon-fed. They're going to just slowly emanate. A little bit here, a little bit there. And there's going to be a damn... and also, so let's math this out. Let me go back over here. Let me simplify all this. You don't need to see all this. Think about this for a moment. First of all, let me switch up to some more relaxing music. Put this in your mind. Once compute starts, and let's say we're 6 months into the compute phase, which, by the way, they're like 6 months ahead of schedule. So that would be like when they would normally start. So in 6 months from March, which is, a month away, you guys get that too, right? A month away. So 6 months, we now know what node licenses pay. We know what people get. We know what a node is producing. How hard is it to do some napkin math and work your way backwards and go, well, if a node produces this much and the token price is $2.80, I can make money pre-split all the way up to $2.95 or $3.20 or $1.74. Whatever that number is, that's going to near term stabilize the price of the token. Again, assuming an environment where everyone's got all of their node licenses filled. Some people will go, well, wait a minute, I'd rather pay a little extra, get those things producing, get the ranking up so I can get to my splits. So people will be able to math out what a node license produces revenue per day, and then back out of that what the cost of the token, what a fair value of the token is. And if people can do that, then people with financing will come in and fucking buy everything, because they'll just go, oh, it's easy. If I buy below $1.76, I make money. If I buy above $1.76, I don't until splits. And then you'll have split math. Oh, well, if it takes me 9 months to split, that means this year I'll have 3 months at a double and 9 months at the single, which is a 1.3. And if it's if I'm doing 1.3, so now I would have been paying $1.96, but now it's fair for me to pay $2.31. You'll just be able to back out revenue into what the token cost should be and what a fair value is for the token cost. And some entities, because it's not going to be Joe Sixpack, this is how all these things are. We're the early adopters, and then after us, people will just come in and look at all the work we've done, and they'll stand on our shoulders and go, oh, okay, wait, what's the price? Okay, cool. I'll take 75 of those. And then there'll be no tokens available, period. And so again, the near-term token shock will always be an issue until all of those licenses are filled. Yep. And then there's going to be people selling licenses that are in production in the back end. When you go to Connect Wallet, you can look at all your stuff. You'll be able to manage. So yeah, that's going to be cool. But I'm not even talking about that. Well, the token price is not abstract, though, because it's you know what it is? It's an abstraction. You're right about that. but you're abstracting out what the entry value is based on what we right now presume the revenue per day is going to be. But, we don't. So I'm just imagining anywhere between 10 cents and $1, anywhere between there. And I don't think we'll know for sure it's going to be 5 or 6 months before we have real math on that. Even in the beginning, it's going to be kind of wonky as they're getting these new clients plugged in. It's not like 0 to 100 in one day. You have to onboard these clients and all this kind of stuff. So that's the business side. But in 6 months from March, so September, we will have good math on all that. And then we will know to a high degree of accuracy and certainty what the token value is. And sure, more tokens will be released by then, but also remember, there's still a minimum of 125 million token deficit. So just think about that. There's 125 million tokens that if right now, and you say, okay, well, everyone with a node license is not going to get tokens. Then why'd they buy a license? Well, they bought it to hold it in their thing and so they say they had one. Okay, I guess. But why would you get a node license if you had no intention of marrying tokens to it and participating? It doesn't make any sense. Sure, some people might be moving on to other things, like setting up their Vanguard account where they can't buy any crypto access. But most of the people, you would assume 70%, 80% of the people that bought node licenses intend to marry tokens to them. So if it's 80%, so you take 80% of the 280,000 that are sold, right? We're still missing 100 million tokens, not like a few, not like 40,000, 100 million deficit. It's a lot. Anyway. Whew. Okay. So just something, to think about, keep that in your mind. The cats are, so this is the first night. I don't know what they're tearing apart, but it sounds expensive. What are you guys doing? Meow, meow. They're wrenching on something. Anytime I hear weird noises, I know that's expensive. It's expensive cat tearing apart stuff noises. They're punishing me for making them have their play date over here. This is the first night that I let the little one and the mid-sized one play together. So I'm sure that will be it'll be a costly morning to do good on Hypercycle so I can afford the damage that they're causing as we speak. Okay. Let's see. Some of this came from the thought. So some of this came from those that bought the tokens on the Launchpad SDAO. They cannot be used for marriage until they're dropped. That's correct. And many of them may have elected to park those tokens over at HyperPG for an extended period of time. I'm going to give you another example. The digital private clients that invested in Hypercycle early, we locked up all in, like all of us, close to 100 million tokens. That's an exact number, but close to 100 million tokens locked up. So those tokens can't be accessed for 30 months. I don't know when that started, but it was a few months ago. But that can't be accessed at least for another 2 years. Those are all HyperPG tokens. HyperPG is going to be doing that, making their own money. They make their own money. Anyway, any whispers on Twin TGE? Nothing yet. I know they're building up their social media presence a lot, but nothing yet. They're wrestling over something. I can hear them. They're not hissing at each other, so they're working together. That's troubling. Stop. Whatever you're doing, stop it. They don't know English, so nothing I'm saying matters. Okay. So they are building up their social media presence a lot. And so I expect that's going to be beneficial, even if, you grab 100 people and 2 people intend to build digital twins. That's still awesome. So I'm excited about that. I had full intention to marry about 16 and can only fill 13. Yeah, but over time, you'll be able to fill the rest. So I wouldn't stress about that. But there's a lot of people that are going to be, it's really loud. Whatever they're doing, it's really loud. Okay. So yeah, Twin, we don't know TGE date, but the second we get that, we'll announce it. But they're building up their social media. That's good. And I'll have a true AGI update, and that was directly from that team. Let's see. Did you intro Voodoo? No. So what I did is I took about 5 days to let them be together alone. The first day I let them smell each other, but kept them separated. Second day, I let the little one, I kept the little one inside his little carry case, but let the other one see him. Then took him the third day. I have a glass shower thing. So I put the little one inside the shower thing and let them be on the outside of the glass from each other. Third day, we let them start playing. Fourth day, let them start playing. And then last night was the first night that they've been around to like just go play with each other. Sounds. Oh. Something's just getting ripped to shreds. There's no point looking. I'll just be depressed. No, it's more fun for me to just figure it out after the fact. Okay. Are there numbers at HyperPG still going to be 10% for licenses, 22%? As far as I know that they're working really hard at HyperPG to get all that stuff sorted out. Because they want to have a next step for people, and HyperPG is the next step. So we'll see. But as far as I know, those are still the correct numbers. Let's see. Cool new cars. We got the new Urus, the new Lamborghini. That looks like the other Urus. I'm not a big fan of them, actually. I'm not so much a fan, but we'll see. They rent well, but it's like in LA, they're everywhere. They're not super unique. No, I keep the closet door closed so they can't get in there and attack the shoes. So that is actually what's going to be fun. The opening party for that, other than Super Bowl party, is going to be the new place is going to be christened by the all of the Node NFT holders. So we're doing a thing called Investor Weekend, where anybody that owns 50 Node NFTs, 50 if you're a digital private client, 100 if you're not, is going to come into town, and Brandon's coming in, and we're going to do like a whole weekend long training and, like deep crypto nerd stuff, but also like LA stuff too. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, that's people that have lots of NFTs. So that's cool. So yeah, that's where we'll be on that, but it starts getting furnished Thursday. And my guess is that's going to be a process. Okay. Let's see. Node split question. So with 34 nodes, would it be splitting something like 2 to 16, 1 to 2? Well, no, what it would be is 34, each single node will split. So think of it like this. Let's just say you had one license with 1,024 tokens. When you hit a rank of a score of 2.0, that means your node is receiving twice as many inquiries for twice as much work. It can be split into 2 nodes. Now, the tokens divide in half. The nodes double. Okay, it's we decided this was like a mitosis. So when that division occurs, the one node becomes 2 nodes, each possessing half of the original total token amount. So the 1,024 tokens becomes 512 in number 1, 512 in number 2, so on and so forth for 10 splits. After 10 of these divisions, you would have 1,024 nodes with 1 token each. That's as small as it can go because you actually use the native token hypercycle for transactions. Does that make sense? So, well, it's a brand new thing, right? So the nomenclature is you're learning a new thing. You're learning a whole new business. It's not just like plug in, get rich. There's more to it. You're running a data center. So you have to learn the nomenclature in this AI-based data center ecosystem. Yeah, I think you're still early in hypercycle, even 3, 4, 5, 6 months into compute. I think you're early until the original roadmap timelines have been met, is what my guess is. Yeah. Let's see. I wish I could buy more NFTs. I'm in the ocean. No, don't think about it that way. OC is nice. Yeah. Yeah. So, well, digital private clients only have to have 50 for the investor weekend. We're going to do more of these investor weekends. Okay. How this all started, I got propositioned to do this for a friend of mine that's in the banking industry. And they were like, hey, do you want to go to San Francisco and talk to these bankers and all this and do like a whole weekend thing? And I was like, oh, that sounds awful. Awful. And they're like, they'll pay you XXX. And I was like, it sounds less awful. But I thought the best way to do it would just be to do it, like have a place that we do it here in LA. And then people could come in, once a month, we might have an investor weekend. And once a month, people could come in and we would just do like a whole thing. And, without getting into the details of it, that's how this kind of evolved. So we decided, okay, look, if you got 100 NFTs, you've earned a place in the house. You actually get a room. And then for the people that have 50, if they are private clients, anybody with 50 gets an invite as well. But they'd have to either sleep in the garage, out at a van down by the river, or probably at a hotel. Not that we are saying that they are any less committed. It's just, got to draw the line somewhere. There's only so many bedrooms. All right. So, bam. Yeah. Chat with Brandon. You're in the OC. OC's close, man. I think it's going to be fun. I have this idea that we're going to go on Sunday before everyone leaves. So it's going to be Friday, Saturday training, Sunday, some morning training. I think we're going to go to the Getty, take everyone to the Getty Museum, which is just the most badass experience you can have. All right. After 10 splits, after 10 splits, your one license has become 1,024 licenses. So whatever you were making it per day, it's that times 1,024 per license per day. How badass is that? So if you had 10 licenses, you now have 10,240 licenses. So if your 10 licenses were making 10 cents a day, you were banging $1 a day. Now you have $10,240 a day. That's better. That is better than it was before. Right? And even if it's at 10 cents, you're still making 1,024. You're still making what? Almost 400K a year? It's not bad. That's not bad. It's the people that are early that get rich, man. I'm not saying anyone here is getting rich. I'm just saying it's the people that are early. You can either be really good, really lucky, you can be a criminal, though you're going to get hammered at some point, or you could just be first, man. Like the little bumper thing be first. Be first. Do I anticipate splits happening more frequently than a year? Yes. Some people with really, really high uptime and really good equipment are probably going to be able to knock out splits in the 6 to 9 month area. Like fast. If you're on H100s and some high powered shit, and I also think that if you're working with Hyper PG, yes, you're giving up some revenue and all that to do that. But if you're doing that, they're going to be maximizing their tech and maximizing their splits. So I don't know. I think 9 months is pretty fair, but I think some people will have knocked it and they'll be doing like right in the 6 to 7 month mark. Like they'll get every possible split, and they're just going to be stupid ass money. Just, oh God, they're going to be doing good. So that's why sometimes I think, shit, man, should I just grab some master nodes and just YOLO it? But no, I have already a lot in this bad boy. So now we want to make sure that we have a way to manage all that stuff. So we're really focused on the management side. But yes, it does make you wonder if like, well, can I put on another half thing with, and then you think, where am I going to get the tokens? And you look at the market, you're like, damn, it's not any tokens. There's not any tokens. Yeah. So 32% of 400K because hardware peeps will take a cut from our licenses. Well, yeah, if they're the ones, listen, if they're the ones with the hardware, yes, but the people that are forking over the money on the hardware, they're doing all the heavy lifting. All you did is money invest. They're doing the actual work. I'd say that's a great deal. Because remember, at the end of the day, the tokens are still yours and the licenses are still yours. It's just that they're the ones worrying about equipment and uptime and all this kind of crap, and you're not. So to me, that makes a lot of sense. Who do we know has H100s, HyperPG? We can point to, some people can point to HyperPG. Many of you will, and they're also going to expand. I mean, there's going to be, trust me, there's going to be, I don't think any shortage of data centers that want people pointing their gear over to grab a piece of it. So, yeah. And Hyperpool is going to be nice too, because that's a straight profit sharing. Yeah. Is HyperPG still on the table for your DI licenses? Well, we've lent all of our tokens to HyperPG. HyperPG has many tens of millions of our tokens. So if I was going to work with someone, I would work with them first. But I think if I was going right now, if I was like going to go out and buy tokens and licenses, I would just split and I would do some at HyperPG and some with Hyperpool, probably run a few on my own, like these two guys behind me. I'm going to run one box with like, I'm going to do one node license, see how far it'll go. And I'm going to do a master node in that one. I don't know if left or right, but one of them and just see. But I have to save up tokens because like all of you, there ain't no tokens. So just like everyone else, got to save up some tokens. Let's see. Some have hardware dedicated to hypercycle nodes, very powerful units. Yeah, I think they're going to get really, David, those guys, girls, pronouns that are leveraging the kind of the higher end equipment, which again, through like there's a whole big data center that they're trying to get on board. The data center wants to be on board. They actually approached Hypercycle, and they want to run tons of stuff. So there's not going to be, because people do the math from the other side. They'll go, well, I've got this equipment. These people will come in with tokens and licenses. We can join forces and we all make money. Yep. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah, I think HyperPG is great. And I even like, man, they're paying, I mean, I'm getting a percentage yield. I'm getting a yield. It's like 10%, 9%, 10%, 9%, something around there. Pretty good. I'll take it. And yeah, I don't know if this is once in a lifetime opportunity, but it may be one of the last in the lifetime early opportunities. So yeah. Just because AI is going to be doing all this. Why would you need humans to jump in on all this kind of stuff? AI systems will just put these deals together for themselves. That's going to be weird. We're going to get there in the next 5 years. That's going to be very interesting. Anyway, yeah. So that's that. All right. I can take that little banner off. We don't need that. Okay. I'm going to go through some quick, for our brain sauce today. I think we want to go through some AI terms, just some basic stuff. What are you guys doing? Hey, you know, it's because then it gets quiet. They stop whatever they're doing. They just stop doing it. Okay. The little one has learned to open drawers. He's pretty smart. I turned on the water faucet yesterday and he looked at me and he like reached out and I was like, uh-oh, nope. So because some of the servals are very good at like opening, closing doors, doing all sorts of like very, very promiscuous things. Okay. Let's do, so we're going to switch gears. Let's go talk about some, AI basic terminology. And again, maybe this is a refresher for some of you, but maybe not. So you got to familiarize yourself with the terms that you're going to be exposed to. Know what I'm saying? So let's work on that.
Hello. You're late. confidence.
Just doing what I gotta do.
Extra credit.
Okay, let's talk real quick. Machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing, NLP, the other one, robotics, computer vision, neural networks, reinforcement learning, and natural language generation, NLG. Okay, machine learning, a subset of AI that involves deep development of algorithms and statistical models that enable computers to learn from data and make predictions or decisions without being explicitly programmed. Machine learning, it's like it sounds, right? Deep learning, a subset of machine learning that uses artificial neural networks, which we're going to talk about, with many layers to enable computers to learn from large amounts of unstructured data. Just think of a big old bag full of words and disparate data, corpus of data. Natural language processing, NLP, is a subset of artificial intelligence that involves teaching machines to understand, to interpret, and to respond to human language. NLP, not the other one where dudes try to hook up in bars by like touching people's hair in a certain way. Robotics, a field of artificial intelligence that involves the design and development of robots like Sophia, which are machines that can perform tasks autonomously or with human guidance. Grace, the hospital robots, that's coming. All right. Computer vision, a subset of AI that involves teaching computers to interpret and analyze images and videos. Computer vision, like it sounds. Neural networks, a type of machine learning model that is inspired by the structure and function of the human brain. So think of a neural network, you think of, well, how does the brain work and how would we build little pieces of hardware and software that mimic that structure? That's what neural networks are. Reinforcement learning, a type of machine learning that involves training agents to take actions in an environment to maximize a reward signal or some reward function. So reinforcement learning typically comes after you've built these systems to start learning, and then you have this reinforcement. It's just like it sounds like, okay, after we've done some machine learning, how do we go back and train these agents to make better decisions and to maximize their reward gathering abilities, right? Their reward function. And then we have natural language generation. And this is a subset of natural language processing. And that involves teaching machines to generate human-like language. It's kind of one of the weird outputs of GPT systems is that they respond really accidentally well. Not accidentally, but really well. Let's see, Bert. I don't have a lot of experience with pools. I watched some videos on picking pools. Will there be any educational? Yes, but again, that's going to take some time because we don't know what we don't know. Anyway, okay. Sophia has taken a beating. Yeah, Sophia has taken a beating because they don't really launch until the summer. So it's kind of like they had their big hurrah, and then it's like, okay, now what? Everybody's waiting for the now what. The cool thing with Hypercycle is the now what is like they're building and building and building. You can see the fruits of their labor. So I know everybody's anxious for compute to start, but the greater story is AI is here, and we're making that path towards AGI, artificial general intelligence. And it's going to be a bumpy ride, a very bumpy ride. Portfolio wise, it can be great, but it's going to be a bumpy ride for humanity as people get unhired, obsoleted. You're just seeing it all over the place. They're blaming it on all sorts of things, right? Like, Google is letting people go. AT&T's all these tech companies are letting people go, and they're like, well, it's this different reasons, supply chain disruption. We had a gas leak. Too much corn syrup was used in the cafeteria. Yeah, right. But we all know what it is. It's thin. Look, listen. These companies will blame the recession before they admit that AI is responsible. But it is what it is. Anyway, so you got to familiarize yourself with these terms. You got to familiarize yourself with the space. You need to be using ChatGPT or something all the time. That was real loud. They're just tearing everything apart. Good for them. They're having fun. But anyway, this is happening whether we like it or not, right? So you don't want to be the dinosaur that's like, what's that strange thing in the sky? Never mind. No, like it is what it is. Familiarize yourself with it. Be using AI tools all the time to make your life a little bit easier. Hopefully manage your portfolio in a similar way, and we can stay ahead of the voting part of the beauty pageant, and we can continually and perpetually win, which, you know, that's the goal, right? Continual and perpetual winning. So on that note, let's call it a day. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Don't do anything my poor insolvent drunk struggling on meth grandmother wouldn't do, which is very little. Brandon, don't know if he's wearing sleeves or not. It's hard to say. Hard to say. But we'll know soon enough. And on that note, I must bid you a fond adieu.
Noise you're getting from the droves of YOLO meme coin peddling douchebag gurus out there trying to use you as their exit liquidity. Would you rather learn a competent university level set of skills that will guide you in managing and investing for the rest of your life? Join us 3 days a week at Digital Investor. Develop your knowledge of game theory, cognitive bias, macroeconomics, monetary theory, investment theory, psychology of the crowds, and more. For more info on Digital Investor and how it can help you, reach out at nickblacknext.com.